If you've been playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla, you've likely run into at least one icon on your map that looks kind of like a door with a crown on it. If you go into your map and look at the legend, you'll see that these mysteries in England are home to the treasures of Britain. Mysterious tablets that just stay in your inventory and do nothing. They just stay with other quest items. So today we're going to find out what is that quest, what are they for, and what do you get when you go after them. Is it worth it to go after them at all? For those of you that are especially curious, I'm starting with the footage from when I finished the very last of the Treasures of Britain. I did, I think it's pronounced Wochig last. And in this sped up footage you see the end of the puzzle. So there I am, I finished it, I'm after. Treasures of Britain are completed. And I get a skill point. So if you feel like that's a little bit of a ripoff and that's not enough, you're absolutely right. That's not what these are for. In fact, there are 8 in total, 8 caverns around Britain that are mines and other cave places that contain puzzles. In this sped up footage, you're seeing some of the puzzles that they contain. None of the puzzles are all that difficult until you actually get to the notes. It's stuff like dropping ladders and running around. Sometimes Ubisoft has some weird Nintendo walls and some places where you're not able to jump even though it looks like you should be able to. You can still get around them. While you're traversing these caves, keep an eye out for any treasure because it's really difficult to go back into the caves afterwards. So if it looks like treasure, just go get it. Ubisoft is pretty nice about trying to make sure you can't get stuck. Another tip, if you miss these little exploding bottles, incendiary powder traps, or you just can't find them, incendiary powder traps work as a bomb. It just costs some adrenaline. So here's the note I was talking about. Each of these caves will contain a note with a bit of a puzzle. This puzzle asked us to find some iron in the water and to swim there. So I see some iron in the water, I dive in. I'm a little nervous about going down under, but you just keep following the iron to make sure that you know you're on the right path, and you will eventually reach a point where you can get out. As you probably guessed, these are more difficult puzzles than most of the ones in the game. Not more difficult in that they're harder to solve, but more difficult in that even these ones like Endurance, it's taking just over 2/3 of my breath to get through the whole thing. So you need to be careful as you go through these. Some of them require you to grab keys while you're in the air, so get button mashing. Some of them require other things. You may be wondering why there are only 8 of them. It's because there are actually 3 others that you have to get from zealots. You can't actually get the item from the cave. That's why at the beginning of this, when I showed that sped up footage, we didn't really get any rewards at the end of finishing all of these. Some tips for fighting these zealots: if they don't have a shield, just concentrate on dodging. If you can get any of the perks that help you, like grit, to make sure that if you get down low in your health, that you get a bit of a slowdown, or brush with death to make sure that you can dodge effectively. Those are lifesavers when fighting zealots. Also, another tip: don't fight a zealot. Don't start a fight with a zealot when there are guards around like this. But if you have to, try and make sure you grab as many as possible so that you have the advantage of having some cutthroats and some soldiers around you. As you can see in this clip, they will start fighting each other. You've seen Hrothgar and you've seen Woden. Those are the 2 zealots that I fight in this video. The third one is Heike. That should help you find all of them. Once you have the zealots, though, once you have all 11, you need to go to Stonehenge, and around Stonehenge there's a cave with a big old Isu temple inside it. Within that temple, you'll find a big cliff that you dive right off of into some water and you swim for a while. At the end of the tunnel, you will find an amazing display.
stone pillars with holes at their base.
From Arthur Pendragon. One of these tablets has already been filled within its pillar, as you can see there. There are 12 of them in total. That's why we need to fill the other 11. You can come here before you finished all 11 to keep track of it. I found it was easier to grab them all before I went in. After you filled all 12 of them up, you have the opportunity to pull the sword from the stone. Excalibur is a fantastic greatsword. It has great stats, and it includes some special visuals and a special ability that allows you to blind enemies whenever you do a heavy finisher. Thanks so much for watching.